Alright, welcome back to Wood and Bone, everybody. Here at Gator Jack's Man Cave in South Mississippi. Gonna do a little pin turning this time. We're gonna do a little wood and a little bone on this pin. A friend of mine out at the hunting camp gave me a box of small antlers there. So I want to make some pins using a little antler and some wood. So for this pin, and I've already gone ahead and cut it, got a piece of walnut, and I've already drilled it, and a piece of antler base there, and I've already got it drilled as well. So the next step is to go ahead and glue our insides in there. So I'm fixing to do that. And we're going to use a copper finish pin set on this slimline pin. This is the first pin video I've done, so bear with me and we'll get through it. Go get the glue and everything and get these glued in there and continue on. Let me gluing this in with Starbond Medium. The first thing we got to do is take our inserts and get them scored up with some sandpaper. Give that glue something to bite into. I enjoy making these pins. They don't take forever, and they're pretty simple. It's all pretty straightforward. I mean, once we get these glued in there, next thing is putting it on the mandrel on the lathe. So, all right, get that wiped off a little bit. Get me a piece of paper towel in case I have a mess, which sometimes happens. All right, we're going to glue it in here first. So what we'll do is we'll take our insert and we're going to coat that down real good with some glue. Use plenty. Fills in the gap when you put it in there. So then you just stick it right in there. Kind of twist it around. Move it around a little bit. Ooh, that's setting up quick. It's set up too damn quick. You got glue all over it. All over it and all over me. So what's fun when you watch my videos, you never know what you're going to get, but we got it in there. Well. All right, last time I did this, I used thick, I think. Now that because this stuff really flows better than I thought it would. All right, get plenty on it. That way you get plenty on your fingers. Some people are smart enough to use gloves. I'm apparently not. All right, so we got that one in there. As quick as that's set up, probably don't need any activator, but we're going to use it anyway. Whew. Feel my fingers sticking together. Y'all might get a video of Uncle Russ trying to get his damn fingers unstuck. All right, so we got those glued in there. We'll let those set for a couple minutes. That was exciting, wasn't it? And I'll get the lathe ready with the mandrel on it, get these mounted on there. All right, so the next step is to square the ends off so that it sets on your mandrel square. So to do that, I don't have a vise, so I'm just going to use a pair of pliers to hold that. Just ease down to your insert. checking to see if you're there. So we still got about 1/8 of an inch to go. You just don't want to go too far because you end up making your pin shorter than you want it to be for all your insides. Looks like we're there. See, we're right. I don't know whether y'all can see it or not, but we're right there. This side's not going to take much because if you remember, along with sticking my fingers, I didn't go in there very far before I had to hammer it in, so. Honestly, that is all that one needed. All right. Do our piece of walnut the same exact way. Right there. Simple as that. Right to it. All right, let's go put these on the mandrel. All right, so we got our mandrel on. So first thing we put on here, we got some spacers in here. Kind of moves your work out. But you put a bushing on there, 7mm. That's what we're shooting for on a pin. And I want to use the bone as the top of the pin, so we're going to put the antler on there. Another bushing. Then the wood. Another bushing. And then we'll bring our tail stuck up. And this goes right in there so that you can push it right up against it. Lock it down. Tighten it up a little bit. You don't have to go too crazy. And it's ready. Ready to turn. So, turn these things about 1,500 to 2,000. About 1,800, 1,850 right there. So I think that's what we'll turn it at. So let me get my mask and respirator on, or my respirator and my face shield on. And we'll get to turning this thing. All right, I guess I could explain here before we get going. The purpose of the bushings, if you've never watched a pin turning before, and if you have, you already know, but the bushing is the size of your pin accessories. You know, your center barrel and your tip and all that comes down. It's even with that bushing. So when you turn it down, the ends of it need to be the same size as the bushing. Now you can make your bottom any shape you want, your top the same, you know, any shape you want, and turn it down till it's comfortable. I'll pull this tool rest back and put my hand on it to see what it feels like, just holding it after I get it turned down a bit. The reason for the respirator, everybody says that dust off those antlers is pretty bad for you. So I'm going to take their word for it. And I'm going to run that dust collector. So I may even play a little music for you while I do some turning. But we're going to start out with a 1/2 inch bowl gouge. Then I'll get down to a spindle gouge. Here we go. In the middle there I don't like. Real close to touching there. Trying to keep some of that natural bone edge in there. I really like the way that looks. Oh yeah. All right. Sorry about bumping y'all. like the way it looks. And I'm ready to sand it. So I'm gonna sweep this bone and wood off here, this wooden bone, and then move our rest out of the way, and we'll get to sanding in a little bit. Since I've never turned antler before, I'm really not sure what to start sanding at. So everything's really smooth already. So I'm going to start out at 240 and see how it progresses from there. But we'll get it down to about 1500 or so, and then we'll start using our CA glue as a finish, and then we'll be taking it up to 12,000. So let's get started. Yeah, it's sanding pretty easy. Yeah, you heard me talking to my pup. He just come out here to check on me. It's snack time, so he always comes out and gets a treat, and he'll sit there and stare at me until I go get it. So let's take a quick break here. Okay, so I've got it sanded through 12,000. Really looks good. Really looks good. So we're ready to put our Starband Super Fast Thin glue on there. That's what we're going to use for a finish. We'll put several coats on this. I'm using a cotton pad, which may or may not be a good idea. A makeup pad. We'll see. And we'll go ahead and get the first coat on this. All right, simple as that. That should dry in about no time, and we're really glad that we put the rubber gloves on, because we're wearing that pad. That glue gets pretty warm. So we'll use another finger the next time. Give it a little shot of the accelerator. Looks good. I'm not going to rush through the coats on this. So that was coat one. All right. It's been a couple minutes. So we're going to go with coat two. Coat two's on. A little accelerator. And we'll let that go for a couple minutes. All right, coat three. All right, coat four. I changed to paper towel. I'm not all that enthused about that pad. Glue was going through, sticking my glove. So at least this didn't soak through my finger, as you can see. The accelerator. Just let that dry for a minute. All right, here comes Coke 5. And we're getting a good build up on it. Now, 3 or 4 more coats, and we'll go back and polish it up. Try to decide where I need to start out at. I won't start out, probably start at 1500 and try to wet sand it. I've never done that. We'll see what happens. All right, I put 5 more coats on here. It went on really smooth. So I've never wet sanded before, but I'm gonna put this thing on about 300, 350, 350. And I'm gonna start at 3600. Get a little water on the paper or on the pad here. And I'm just going to touch it light. Yeah, 4,000. I don't know, like I say, I've never done this before. So, any of you experts out there are watching this and laughing your asses off that, hey man, this guy ain't even doing anything. Leave me a comment. Let me know that I'm not doing anything. I won't get mad. Alright, we're at 6,000. Like I say, I don't want to burn through my layers on here. There's 4. Or I'm sorry, that was 6. Here's 8. I'm not feeling any resistance. It must be doing something, huh? And 12,000. And if that's not just a glowing when I dry it off, I'm gonna be sick. Let's see what we got here. Well, I'm not as impressed as I thought I would be. I mean, it looks good, but I thought the CA finish on there without doing anything to it looked pretty good too. I don't know, going back and doing that helped. All right, we're gonna stop tinkering with this because I think it looks pretty dang good. What do y'all think? How about hitting that like button and let me know what you think? And if you haven't subscribed, go ahead and hit that too. And we're going to go ahead and break this down, take it over, and move you over to the table, and I'm going to put this pen together. All right, we're ready to put our pen together. Got everything laid out here. First thing we got to do is take the bottom and put our pen tip in here. put it in our press. Give it a little pull, push it up in there till it's snug. Check it. Looks good. All right. Next thing is to put the transmission in it. It's tricky because you got to be careful with how far you push it in there. You want to go to about that index mark, but you don't want to go too far. And believe me, once you put it in, you're not pulling it out. So the best thing to do is get it close. Whoops, sorry, I didn't mean to bump you, but I'm trying to look around this. All right, get it close, take it off, and screw your pin in there. It's in, it's out, it's in, it's going all the way back. So believe it or not, we got it at the perfect depth the very first time. Okay. All right. So the next part is to take this piece and press into the back side of your pin. Now, the deal of this is that when you know, I left this pretty big because I was trying to keep some of the natural antler in there. So when you put your clip on there, it's going to butt up against it pretty good. So what I've been doing is I've been making it work. Bend it out a little bit. Check it, because I don't want to cover that. I don't want to cover that up. And that's how it's going to go. Your little keeper. Just remember, before you bear down on it, make sure you have it where you want it. So I'll get it started. I want it right there. Snug it up. And that's done. All right. So now we'll just put our little decorative ring in there. It just slips in. This simply slips right on there. And you have a completed pin. And that's our wooden bone pin. Got a walnut and deer antler with a copper pin set on it. I think I could write with that. Hey, once again, if you liked the video, appreciate it if you would take the time to give me a thumbs up. It lets me know somebody out there watching and liking it. And subscribe. I'm aiming at 1,000 plus, and I've got like 237, I think, this morning when I looked. So I think that's pretty amazing, but I need a lot more, so help a brother out. Go ahead and hit that subscribe button. Hey, y'all have a great day. Come back to Wooden Bone, and got more projects coming. It's just about time to start turning another big bowl. I'm looking at possibly doing a walnut one, so that's coming up. So come back and see us, and y'all have a great day. Thanks for watching.